that there is a broadcasting signal to you of who you really are, that you can tune into by your attention to whatever you are giving your attention to, and that your emotions let you know about that signal. And nothing matters more than that. Once you feel your way into that receptive mode, so that you are really in sync with the whole of who you are, that's when things begin manifesting around you, and others call you master. That's when that's what makes you really stand out from others. Now here's a sort of scanty analogy. Esther remembers many years ago, she would tell you it was 100, but it wasn't. She had a CB radio in one of her early vehicles, and several of her friends were traveling, and they were communicating as they were moving down the highways with their CB radios. It was really fun. The thing about it that was interesting is that anybody that got onto that channel could hear the conversation, and they couldn't all talk at once. Sometimes it would get overloaded. So they'd be moving through an area, and they'd be talking to each other, because there were about 30 of them all moving together and enjoying the fun and the conversation, sort of like the very early days of Facebook. And then they would move through an area where there was some guy with a CB tower that was offering a signal that was so powerful that he dominated the airwaves, and none of them could get in. He just blasted the airwaves, and their transmitters and receivers were rendered useless for a little while until they drove out of the range of his influence. What we want to call your attention to is this influence of well-being that is like that it doesn't take nearly as much tuning into it as any of you think. But most of you are running around with so much chatter going on, chatter that is far less relevant to you than that. And that's really what we're trying to get you to tune into.